I work as a back-end engineer at a mid-sized startup. We ship fast and we like to brag about it. Every all-hands has a slide with numbers and a story about grit. 2 Fridays ago, my manager dropped a message in our team chat. Voluntary weekend push to land the feature by Monday. Free pizza. Huge visibility. Then he tagged everyone. I wrote back privately, "Is this mandatory?" He replied, "Absolutely not. But the leadership team will remember who showed up." I stared at the screen for a long minute. I remembered the last voluntary Saturday. We worked 10 hours. On Monday, I logged 0 overtime and my manager called it startup spirit. I told him I could not work the weekend. Family in town. Prepaid tickets. He reacted with a thumbs up, which is corporate for noted and judged. Within an hour, 3 teammates posted calendar blocks titled Weekend Warriors. A designer wrote, "Let's show them what velocity looks like." I could feel my badge getting grayer in real time. At 9 p.m., my phone buzzed. A teammate asked for the admin password to a staging instance. He said they were going to hotwire a script to backfill data. I said that script was on the do not run list. It could touch production. He sent a laughing emoji and a pizza slice. Saturday morning, I left my phone on the dresser and tried to be a person. Museum, coffee, a movie matinee. Around 4 p.m., I peeked at Slack. The thread was fire. Screenshots, exclamation points, and a line that made my stomach drop. Quick fix in prod. We will test Monday. Someone had merged the weekend branch and run a backfill. At 6 a.m. Monday, the pager went off. A payment job was retrying itself into a wall. The hot-wired script had touched a table we never touched during the day. I logged on and rolled back the change. It took 12 minutes and 3 years off my life. At 8:30 a.m., my manager called me into a huddle. 4 faces on camera. Tired, victorious, annoyed. He opened with, "We shipped." Huge weekend effort. Except some people took time off. He looked at me like I was the moral of a fable. I said, "We broke the change window and touched production." He said, "We did what we had to do. Can you add the rollback and a post-mortem by noon?" I said yes to the post-mortem. I also said I was logging overtime for the 6 a.m. incident. He laughed. "You worked 12 minutes. I said incident pay is a 2-hour minimum. He stopped laughing. I wrote the post-mortem with every link and timestamp. I pasted a screenshot of the weekend message that said, "Voluntary." I added our policy page for change management. At the bottom, I wrote a simple sentence. Future deployments outside the window must be approved by the on-call engineer. At 2 p.m., the head of HR messaged me. She thanked me for the documentation. She asked for a quick call. On the call, she said the quiet part out loud. The company cannot encourage unpaid overtime. The company cannot imply that careers depend on voluntary hours. She asked if that had ever happened before. I said yes, and I sent 3 examples. The next morning, a memo went out to managers. No weekend pushes without written approval from the change board. No voluntary language tied to performance or visibility. All incident work gets the 2-hour minimum. My manager pinged me a single sentence. "Wish you had raised this with me first." I typed 3 replies and deleted all of them. I wrote, "Understood." By lunch, the team chat had split into camps. One person sent me a DM that said, "Thanks for saying no. I have kids. Weekends are not optional for me." Another wrote, "We looked like heroes until compliance killed the vibe." I ate my sandwich very slowly and tried not to shake. At 5 p.m., the CEO posted in Dollar General, "Proud of the ship speed. Prouder when we do it sustainably." Reactions rolled in like applause that no one felt. That night, my manager scheduled one-on-ones with everyone. Mine was short. He said the company needs players who lean in. I said I am happy to lean in during the week. I said I will not donate weekends to avoid proper planning. He nodded in a way that meant he would remember this. The feature shipped. The world did not change. We got a nice comment from a customer and a bug report about a label. The Weekend Warriors posted a photo of empty pizza boxes. I did the math in my head. 4 engineers times 10 hours times $0. Expensive free food. On Friday, the HR partner joined our stand-up and reminded everyone about overtime policy. She also reminded us that retaliation for policy reminders is itself a violation. No one spoke for a full 10 seconds. Then we talked about indexes. So, am I the bad guy for refusing a voluntary weekend push and writing a post-mortem that brought HR into it? To my manager, I am the reason the word voluntary now has legal footnotes. To me, work that costs sleep should cost money or planning. In a shop like ours, where would you draw that line? Between being a team player and guarding your hours,